All right, let's go over some examples here. This is example 1 using properties to write equivalent expressions. And this is part of chapter 3, section 3, properties of addition and multiplication. Okay, so let's use the commutative and associative property to simplify these equivalent expressions. So A says simplify the expression 7 plus 12 plus x in parentheses. So to simplify, the goal is to get the numbers together so that we can add them together and we only have a number plus a variable as our answer. Okay, so the goal is to get the numbers together. So either we change the grouping where the parentheses are in the expression, or we change the order. We need to move a couple things around, move numbers or variables around. Okay, that's the goal of simplifying. So the expression we're simplifying for this one is 7 plus, and then 12 plus x in parentheses. So let's look at what we've got here. We want to get the numbers together. So should we move where the parentheses are, or do we need to flip some numbers or variables around? Well, for this one, let's just move the parentheses because I see we can move these parentheses around the 7 plus 12. So that'd be 7 plus 12 in parentheses, and then plus x. So see how the order of my numbers and variables didn't change. We have 7, 12x, 7, 12x. The only difference is the parentheses moved. First they were around 12 and x, and now they're around 7 and 12. So now we need to state what property we used. So which one changes where the parentheses are? Which one changes the grouping? Changing the order? Nope. Changing the grouping? Yes. So that was the associative property. And then if we want to be more specific, we would say associative property of addition because we are adding in our expressions. Okay, so we're not done yet though. Now we need to solve, right? Because we can solve 7 plus 12. And I know that 7 plus 12 is 19. So we have 19 plus x. Now we don't know what x is, so that's it. That's our answer. And what we did in this step is we added 7 and 12. Okay, so that's our answer, 19 plus x. And in your answer, or in your work, in your answer, you need to say associative property. For sure, you need to tell me what you did to get your answer. Did you move the grouping, the parentheses, or did you move numbers around? Okay, let's do another one together. Simplify the expression 6 plus x plus 8. So our expression is 6 plus x plus 8. Okay, so let's see. Do we need to change the grouping, change where our parentheses are, or do we need to change the order? Because the goal is to get both of the like things together. In this case, we have two numbers in our expression, so we want to get the numbers inside the parentheses together. Well, for this one, we need to change the order. We need to flip around this x and the 8. Okay, so my expression will then read 6 plus 8, parentheses, plus x. Okay, so let's see. Did we change the order? 6x, 8. 6, 8x. We changed the order. So which one is changing order? Let's see. Changing the order. Oh, that's the commutative. Okay, so commutative property of, and then let's see, are we adding or multiplying in our expression? We are adding. So we could be more specific and say commutative property of addition. And that's because we changed the order. The parentheses are still at the beginning of the expression, but we changed the order. We flipped x and 8 around. They moved. Okay? And now let's continue to simplify because we can solve 6 plus 8. And I know 6 plus 8 is 14. So our answer is going to be 14 plus x. And what did we do in that step? We added 6 and 8. Okay. So now you saw how to use the associative and the commutative properties. I encourage you to pause the video and see if you can simplify 5 parentheses 11y and simplify 10 plus parentheses a plus 9 and parentheses. Pause video, see if you can do that. Okay, let's look at 5 parentheses 11y. Okay, 5 parentheses 11y. I also should say we want to try and move around the numbers and variables as few of times as we can. Okay, so we don't want to, we want to do as few of moves as we can. Okay, that's the goal as well. Okay, so let's see. Should we move the parentheses or should we change the order? Remember, the goal is to get the numbers inside the parentheses together. I think we just need to move the parentheses. Let's move the parentheses around 5 and 11. So it's going to be 5. Oh, and we're multiplying. So I'm going to grab a multiplication dot. Remember, because we don't use the x for multiplying with algebra because it could look like the variable x. Okay, 5 times 11 in parentheses and then times y. Okay, now did we change the order? Let's see, 5, 11y, 5, 11y. No, we didn't change the order. Do we change the grouping where the parentheses are? Let's see, first the parentheses were in the beginning. Or no, they weren't in the beginning, but now they're in the beginning. So we changed the grouping. Okay, let's see, which one is changing the grouping? Changing the order. No, not commutative. Changing the grouping. Yes, it's associative. Come on. Okay, associative. Now, if we want to be more specific, it's the associative property of, are we adding or multiplying in our expression? We're multiplying. So associative property of multiplication. Okay. And now let's continue to simplify because we can solve 5 times 11. I know that's 55. And then it'd be times y. And what do we do for that step? We multiplied 5 and 11. Okay, so there's our answer, 55 times y, and we use the associative property. Okay, let's go over this one. Simplify the expression 10 plus a plus 9 in parentheses. Okay, let's see. Do we need to change the order or the grouping, the parentheses? Well, if we move the parentheses to be the beginning, 10 plus a would be in the parentheses. But would that give us the numbers next to each other? No, it wouldn't. So let's see. We could move 9 and a around. That would give us 10 plus 9 together, but we want the numbers inside the parentheses. We want to do as few movements as we can. So let's move 10 and a around. Let's flip those around. Okay, so then my expression would be a plus, and then parentheses 10 plus 9. Okay, that would work. Now we've got both of our numbers inside the parentheses, and we only did one thing. So let's see. Do we change the order? 10, a, 9, a, 10, 9. Yes, we changed the order. So let's see. Let's go up. Which one talks about changing the order? Changing the order. Oh, commutative. So we use the commutative. Oh, I spelled that incorrectly. I think I forgot a T. Commutative property of, let's see, are we adding or multiplying in our expression? We are adding. So it's the commutative property of addition. Okay, and then we can continue to simplify. We can solve 10 plus 9. But we can't forget about our variable a. So a plus, and then 10 plus 9 is 19. So for that step, we added 10 and 9.